a brand that has been synonymous with luxury, precision, and excellence for over a century. From conquering the highest peaks to exploring the deepest oceans, Rolex has been by the side of some of the most influential people in the world. Pumping out over 2,000 watches each day, the brand boasts an awe-inspiring annual revenue that surpasses $7 billion, holding an astonishing valuation of around $8 billion, cementing its place among the globe's most lavish brands. But did you know that it all began with an orphaned teenager who faced incredible adversity? This is the story of grit, determination, and unparalleled success that created the globe's most lavish brand. Born in Kulmbach, Germany in 1881, he enjoyed a comfortable upbringing as the son of a hardware store owner and a member of a prominent Bavarian brewing family. Tragedy struck at a young age when both of his parents passed away within months of each other, leaving Hans and his siblings as orphans. Thankfully, Hans' mother's brothers stepped in to care for the children, selling their father's successful iron tools business and setting up a trust fund for their future. Under their uncle's guidance, Hans and his siblings received a top-notch education and were instilled with positive values that would shape their futures. It was during his time at a boarding school in Coburg that Hans first became interested in the world of watches. He struck up a friendship with a Swiss classmate who regaled him with stories of Switzerland's rich history in watchmaking. Intrigued, Hans set his sights on Geneva and made the bold decision to move there at just 19 years old. Thus began Hans' incredible journey into the world of horology, one that would ultimately lead to the creation of one of the world's most iconic luxury brands. Starting out as an apprentice with an international pearl exporting company, he soon realized that the company was generating profits without actually producing anything. His job involved purchasing pearls from various markets, grading them, and packaging them for sale to jewelers. Despite the lucrative nature of his job, he was eager to learn the ins and outs of the business and was able to earn a good income at a young age. But destiny had other plans for him. One day, a close friend offered him a job at Kuno Corton, a renowned high-quality watchmaking company. Although his current job was more lucrative, he was lured by the prospect of working in Le Chaux de Fonds, a place he had always dreamed of visiting. His curiosity about the watchmaking business was simply too strong to resist. He was employed as an English correspondent, drawing on his exceptional language skills that he had honed during his school days. The company paid him a decent salary of 80 Swiss francs per month, and he spent his days winding hundreds of pocket watches and ensuring their precision. Through this role, Hans gained invaluable insight into the world of watchmaking, and his thirst for knowledge was unquenchable. It was during his time in Le Chaux de Fonds that he discovered the Egler movement maker, renowned for their use of small mechanical movements in watchmaking. But Hans was not content to merely follow the status quo. At the time, wristwatches were seen as a feminine accessory, and pocket watches were considered the height of masculine elegance. However, Hans was captivated by the sleek, sophisticated design of wristwatches and was convinced that they could be just as reliable as their pocket watch counterparts, if not more so. In a world where conventional thinking reigned supreme, Hans dared to dream big and set out to make his vision a reality. Little did he know that he was about to revolutionize the world of horology and leave an indelible mark on the history of timekeeping. Hans Wilsdorf was a man ahead of his time, with a visionary outlook that defied the conventions of the era. While wristwatches were considered delicate and inaccurate, he saw the potential in them, believing that they would eventually become the preferred timepiece of the masses. Despite facing several setbacks along the way, Hans was undeterred in his pursuit of creating reliable and stylish wristwatches. His passion for watchmaking led him on a journey that took him from Switzerland to London, where he met his future wife and business partner. Hans had a clear vision of creating specialized wristwatches, but he lacked the financial resources to make it happen. That's when he met Alfred Davis, a businessman who shared his passion for watchmaking and recognized the potential of his idea. Together, they founded Wilsdorf and Davis in 1905. They started their journey in the watchmaking industry by importing different parts of watches and assembling them to create timepieces. These watches were then sold to jewelers who would add their own branding before selling them to customers. As their business grew over 3 years, they expanded their production to include their own watches. Hans Wilsdorf, the visionary behind the brand, had a desire to create wristwatches that would become popular, which was a bold move since pocket watches were considered more masculine and dominant at the time. To make this vision a reality, the duo went to Switzerland to collaborate with the Egler Movement Company and manufacture a unique collection of wristwatches that included Egler's movement. This was a significant breakthrough, and within 3 years, the brand gained immense popularity in Britain. As the brand grew in popularity, Hans Wilsdorf decided to change the company's name. Despite several unsuccessful attempts, he was not satisfied with any of the proposed names. However, one day he came up with the name Rolex, which he believed was simple to say and remember. In 1908, Wilsdorf and Davis rebranded their company as Rolex. The early 1900s were a time of innovation for Rolex, as they continued to revolutionize the world of watchmaking. In 1910, Rolex presented their first wristwatch to the official Bureau of Watch Observation in Bienne for accuracy testing. It passed with flying colors, becoming the first wristwatch to earn Swiss chronometer certification. This was just the beginning of Rolex's ascent to the top of the watchmaking world. As World War I raged on, Rolex watches gained popularity among soldiers due to their convenience. In 1919, Wilsdorf relocated the company to Geneva to avoid wartime taxes on luxury items. Working closely with Maison Egler in Bienne, he established the Rolex Watch Company in Geneva, Switzerland, which would later be renamed Montre Rolex, SA, and eventually just Rolex, SA. In 1926, Rolex made history with the creation of the world's first waterproof and dustproof wristwatch, aptly named the Oyster. With its hermetically sealed case, this revolutionary timepiece provided unparalleled protection to its inner workings. But Rolex didn't stop there. They wanted to prove just how waterproof the Oyster really was. So they turned to a daring swimmer named Mercedes Gleitz, who was about to embark on a treacherous 10-hour journey across the English Channel. Rolex gave her one of their Oyster watches to wear during the swim, and the watch emerged victorious, functioning perfectly despite the rigorous conditions. This remarkable feat cemented the reputation of Rolex as a brand that produces timepieces of exceptional quality and durability. 5 years later, Hans Wilsdorf achieved his goal of creating a self-winding watch, leading to the introduction of the Oyster Perpetual model in 1931. This watch was a game-changer, featuring automatic movement, a water-resistant case, and dust-proofing. Today, the Oyster Perpetual remains a popular choice for Rolex enthusiasts. Rolex's reputation for excellence didn't just stop at the water's edge, it extended all the way up to the highest peaks on Earth. In fact, the first expedition to successfully fly over Mount Everest in 1933 was outfitted with Rolex Oyster watches. The brave crew members trusted their lives to the reliability and durability of these timepieces, and were highly satisfied with their performance throughout the treacherous journey. From the depths of the sea to the top of the world, Rolex continued to set the standard for watchmaking excellence. As Rolex's reputation for innovation grew, they added yet another iconic timepiece to their collection, the Datejust. Introduced in 1945, this watch was a true game-changer, as it was the first self-winding chronometer to feature a date display on the dial. The Datejust's distinctive design features, including the Jubilee bracelet and fluted bezel, instantly made it a recognizable and beloved Rolex model. Even today, the Datejust continues to be highly sought after by watch enthusiasts worldwide, and its timeless style has ensured its enduring popularity. In 1944, after the passing of his wife, he established the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation, a private trust that would ensure the longevity and success of the company he had worked so hard to build. And when Wilsdorf himself passed away in 1960, he went one step further, transferring all of his Rolex shares to the foundation. This ensured that the brand would always be managed in a way that was consistent with Wilsdorf's vision, allowing it to continue pushing the boundaries of watchmaking and setting new standards for quality, reliability, and style. In 1963, Rolex introduced the Daytona, a watch named after the famous Florida racing location. This timepiece was designed with professional race car drivers in mind and featured a masculine, sporty design that set it apart from other Rolex models. The Daytona quickly became a coveted timepiece among collectors and is now considered one of the most valuable and collectible Rolex models of all time. In 1985, they were the first to incorporate 904L stainless steel in their watches, a highly durable and corrosion-resistant material with a beautiful lustrous finish. By 2000, the company had successfully transitioned to manufacturing all their watches in Switzerland, ensuring that every watch met their high standards of quality and precision. When it comes to luxury watches, few names are as iconic as Rolex. The brand is a symbol of success, prestige, and exceptional craftsmanship, known the world over for producing timepieces that are both high-performing and visually stunning. From their on-site gold foundry to their meticulous attention to detail, every aspect of the Rolex manufacturing process is a testament to their commitment to excellence. But Rolex's reputation was not built overnight. It was established through a long history of innovation, beginning with their groundbreaking creation of the first waterproof wristwatch with precise movements. Rolex quickly became the go-to brand for those who demanded both performance and aesthetics in their timepieces. Today, every Rolex watch is still handmade, with the company producing an impressive 800,000 units annually. This level of quality control ensures that each timepiece is a true masterpiece, built to last for generations. But it's not just Rolex's attention to detail that sets them apart. It's their ability to perform under extreme conditions. In 2012, during the Deep-Sea Challenge expedition led by National Geographic and James Cameron, a Rolex watch was subjected to immense water pressure and came out in perfect working condition when brought to the surface. This level of durability and dependability is the hallmark of Rolex watches. Owning a Rolex is more than just owning a watch, it's owning a piece of history that represents the pinnacle of Swiss watchmaking. Today, the brand remains the epitome of luxury and precision, and is highly sought after by watch collectors and enthusiasts worldwide. With its rich history, commitment to excellence, and iconic status, Rolex is a true testament to the enduring legacy of Swiss watchmaking. As the company looks towards the future, it is sure to continue to innovate and inspire watch lovers for generations to come.